Welcome back everybody to my channel. My name is Hobo Joe, and this video is a little special to me. I wanted to talk about Battlefront 2. I wanted to make a Star Wars video, and I was watching some Battlefront 2 stuff, remembering all the good times I had with it. So I wanted to make a love letter to this game, because I know a lot of people, including myself, have loved this game, have stuck with this game since the beginning, and have seen it grow into the wonderful game it is, and all the good memories and all the good times I've had. I just wanted to, talk a little bit about how much I love this game and just my story of how I got into this game, or how my journey with this game, what my journey was with this game. Before we get into the video, hopefully you guys can leave a like and subscribe, join the community. I'd love to have you guys. I'd love to, grow my channel out as a Star Wars Christian YouTuber, and I would love to have any of you guys who would love to join my channel. Yeah, without further ado, starting at the beginning, I got my PlayStation 4 the summer of 2017, and my first game I got on that console was Battlefront 2015. I knew that Battlefront was coming out because it had been announced like April 15th, I believe, in 2017, and I was really stoked. But during that time, I was around 14 or 15, and that September, I pre-ordered Battlefront 2. But I was a little naive towards video game companies, and I thought they could do no wrong. And when I pre-ordered it, I had watched every single announcement, trailer hundreds of times, waiting for this game to come out, and all I did was talk about this game at school and at home, and I was just waiting because the possibilities for this game felt endless to me. And on October 6th, when that came around, I played the beta, and that's when that came out, and it released at 2 a.m. Mountain Time where I am, so around 1 a.m. Pacific Time, and I immediately played it. I actually set an alarm. I slept for a little bit, and then I woke up at 2. I started playing, probably around like 1:50, and waited till it came out, and I played the Starfighter Assault mode, and I was super into starfighting game modes back then, and just seeing how in-depth the dogfighting was compared to the first one, I was very excited, but I was very tired. It was a school day and I had to get up at 6, but I didn't care because I was so excited about the game. But I think I was a little bit sleep deprived, because when I got to school that day, I started feeling a little sick, and maybe it was because I was so tired, but I actually got to go home and I forgot that Battlefront 2's beta had come out. I think I was just so out of it from being up, because I'm usually never up late, and I had gotten home, and when I realized, oh shoot, today's the day Battlefront came out, all I did all day long was play that game. And the beta had Naboo's capital Theed, on Galactic Assault, and I played as the Heavy, but I sucked really bad. The whole entire game, every single game I played, I tried my best to get to 1,000 battle points, which is basically 2 eliminations and 1 assist, just to earn enough to get the jump pack trooper, because I thought he was the best character in the game, because I was so bad. That jump plus rocket launcher combo was so awesome to me. And my brother actually told my mom that I was lying about being sick, because that day the beta came out, and that wasn't the case, but I couldn't argue against it because it sounded so plausible. And I played that game just relentlessly. I constantly played the beta, and I leveled up my character a decent bit. And to this day, like, Naboo is one of the best maps, and I don't think anybody will disagree with that. It's such a good map. But I played it until the beta ran out on October 11th, 2017, but I didn't delete the game. I would keep it on my home screen. I'd just click on it every once in a while, and it still says it to this day that this is closed. This was just the beta, but I didn't care. I kept it on my PlayStation until Battlefront 2 released the following month, in November 17th, 2017. And I was in 9th grade, by the way, and I'd heard from some students in my class that the game was pretty bad and the story sucked, and it was kind of a cliche, and people weren't really liking it. But that was a little bit devastating, but it didn't deter me from the game at all. Sadly, I didn't have online at the time for a very long time, from actually like half of the cycle. so I didn't get to play the online. So I was really looking forward to the story, since they were actually adding a story. And if you guys remember, in 2015, it was only multiplayer and not much offline game modes. But I do remember the state of the game and the greedy, selfish microtransactions, or like, not to mention the legal way they implemented the loot box system, and just the grind to get each hero, and how it was pretty much impossible to get them all because it took so long. And it was, I know, like, it was buggy, and it was just, no one wanted to play it because it wasn't worth it. And they took this amazing potential, and EA, and like the greed of the corporate people, whoever made those decisions, just kind of set it up for failure at the beginning. I did buy Vader though, with the credits I had earned from the campaign. The campaign actually gave you a bunch of credits. I don't know if you guys remember that, but I actually saved up and I got him, and I later on bought Luke. But the game slowly just died off, actually pretty fast after a while, but I stood by it. You know, I had a bias that was rising because I loved Star Wars so much, and the potential of like the prequel, original trilogy era. I didn't care too much about the sequels even back then, but I just didn't care because just the potential of what they could add in these eras and the maps, and just the way the game played was really fun. It was just really sad that there was microtransactions and the game just launched in a pretty poor state. So I joined the community, of a wonderful community. It's my favorite community ever, of just, you know, watching YouTubers such as Twisted Jedi, Anarchy Ninja, Bombastic, Battlefront updates, The Star Bazaar, Aussie Jedi, you know, etc. And I fell in love with this community, and just ultimately just crappy game. But I followed every single update, every patch, fix, overhaul, addition, bug fix, bug release. I would wait 30 minutes just to get into a game because no one were really playing, and if I did, I was super terrible, and also my Wi-Fi sucked, so it was like a triple wombo combo. But I stood by it. I played every day, and I to this day I can still know, I know the times where people are playing the most, which is afternoon. And my PlayStation Plus situation was basically a bunch of free PlayStation Plus, like 2-day free subscriptions that I would just create a new account, activate as primary, get a couple days subscription, and I play relentlessly. I do it over the weekends, and I play so much. It was like the most exciting thing ever, especially it was Heroes versus Villains. I played that forever. I don't really care for it anymore since it's pretty much a team deathmatch style, but I liked like kill the commander type style where you're marked and you have to get killed for the points. And I did that for a while, the PlayStation subscriptions, and then the game was getting better slowly and slowly. They kept adding more and more, and I got more and more invested into DICE and into Ben, who was their community manager. And like, they listened to the community, they added stuff like we asked for, and you just couldn't ask for anything better, especially because they could have just gave up, said, oh, we failed, but we're not going to change this game, but they did. Then came, in my opinion, the peak of Battlefront 2, which was the Clone Wars update. Man, they added General Grievous, Obi-Wan Kenobi. I'm pretty sure those were out in November of 2018. Count Dooku in January 2019, and Anakin in February 2019. You know, just that 4-month period was so ecstatic. I remember, oh man, I have videos on my channel back then just talking about it, back when I was still in high school. But you know, the new spawn system they added with the update, more clone skins, Geonosis for Galactic Assault, and also Capital Supremacy. You know, that was my bread and butter for a long time. It still is. It is so good. I love the Conquest style game mode, and all the other updates before, you know, such as the crate map with, you know, Finn and Captain Phasma as characters, remapped progression system, you know, when they took out the loot boxes. That was a good step. Ewok hunt, and then, you know, updated Ewok hunt later on. Solo, a Star Wars story update tie-in, along with, you know, other amazing smaller updates. You know, those also like the Rise of Skywalker one and the Scarif one. But the Clone Wars was just, I think, was the start of something awesome. You know, after that they added co-op, like I said, the Rise of Skywalker and Scarif after those. But those were just the major updates, not to mention, you know, the hundreds of smaller updates and add-ons, and like the skins and where they reworked characters and stuff like that. And yeah, peak Battlefront 2 for me was definitely the Clone Wars, and it was a huge comeback, and the hype was surreal. And DICE had redeemed this like broken corporate greed filled game with a loot box system that would take anybody out of the investment and turn it into a beloved Star Wars game that played well, even though it had a lot of bugs, but like the systems were good and the experience was amazing. And all around, the Clone Wars was like, around that time I was over the moon, and so was the community. And just playing as Grievous, I didn't care for Grievous too much at the beginning, but just having a new hero who was really fun, then tying him with Obi-Wan Kenobi. I remember you guys had to buy him, what was it, 100,000? Was it 70,000 or 100,000 battle points you had to buy each hero? And I played them to death, you know, just getting to know them. Everybody did, because everyone was so excited for new heroes, and we were finally getting some, and it was super awesome. But Anakin is what really did it for me. When they added Anakin, I was so excited. You know, he's my favorite character in Star Wars history, and just playing as him, especially with the Clone Wars actors, like, what is his name? Matt something? I'm sorry for forgetting his name. Matt Lanter, I think his name is. And just playing as him and how overpowered, if you guys remember how overpowered he was in the combo of just pulling him, doing a heroic might, and then your unrelenting slash or whatever it was called, and then your force stroke was just so overpowered. I remember one-shotting Vader and three other heroes on Heroes versus Villains. They were all attacking me on Tatooine, and I did my heroic might and I killed them all, and I was freaking out because, you know, I was so bad back then, but that ability was so overpowered. Of course, they nerfed him over time, and now he's not really that good. He's still really good, but, you know, he doesn't even fit in the shadow cast by old Anakin. But then when they added co-op, you know, that was a massive success. Not so much the Rise of Skywalker update, because I didn't really care too much about the sequels. But then sadly at the end, with the Scarif update and the cutting off of Battlefront 2, just really at the peak of the player base, there was like 7 million to 9 million players. It was more than Call of Duty Modern Warfare, I believe, at the time, and then Battlefield 5, it was more than their player bases at that time. I remember feeling so betrayed because I had lost my favorite multiplayer game, and it was cut short for no reason, or just like EA wanted to focus on Battlefield 2042, which we know how that turned out. And the game climbed out of the depths of a terrible reputation and a terrible game, and it blossomed, and it turned into this amazing game just to be put down like a dog. And I remember the entire community took a hit. Most of the YouTubers quit slowly slowly drifted out of Battlefront 2 for a good reason, because why gonna cover a game that's gonna get no more updates? It's not good for your channel and your growth. And I remember I quit for a year, and like I didn't grind. That's why most of my characters are not high levels, because I was really getting good towards the end after I quit, but I didn't have enough time to invest in my characters, so that's why they're lower levels, even though I've been playing for like 5 years now, or what is it, 6 years now? Almost 6 years. But I couldn't bring myself to play Battlefront 2 anymore. All my investment felt like it was for nothing. But after a year, I came back. I did. And my love for this game had returned, and I will play this game until the servers shut down, until no one's playing, and I'll play offline too, because I love this game so much, and the community and the memories, the grind, the struggle I had, the hype I had, and just the love that the community had, and the appreciation that DICE had for the community and what I feel for them, and just they were Star Wars fans and they gave us something so good. Just the feeling of every update and every addition, and just playing with, you know, with my friends, but mainly just by myself, just having such a good time. So I'd like to thank you, DICE, and thank you Battlefront 2 and George Lucas for creating such an amazing IP as Star Wars, and thank you DICE for Battlefront 2 and all the good memories we had, and the amazing times that I still have with this game to this day. So that is my love letter to this game. I love this game so much, guys, and if you guys haven't played in a while, you should check it out, or just let me know what your story is with this game. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching this episode. Well, this video, like I said, I'm always going to say episode. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Take care, and God bless.